Here we are.
Here we are. And I'm going to be confused all show because I'm on the right instead of on the
Yeah,
left.
we usually, yes, exactly opposite. But that's okay. We're
And
talking about
it's completely
AI.
fine. You know, it is what it is. Just full disclosure, whoever's watching, you may get frustrated. Internet, even though it says I have full bars and everything, it's behaving strangely. We do suspect it's because of the topic today, that
Yeah,
technology is messing with us.
yeah, exactly.
Oh man, it can be frustrating sometimes, but it is what it is. The show
Yeah,
must go on.
go on.
So we're making it happen.
You are, and you're not freezing at all. It looks great.
All right.
See? Maybe it
Keep your
worked.
fingers crossed. Keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, and so StreamYard, which is the app that we use to put this out into the world, released a new feature this week,
Cool.
which is this poll feature. So I created polls. I have no idea how it works, but I'm like,
Cool.
I just want to give it a try and shout. So our topic today is about AI. And so my first curiosity is like thinking about our audience. And it's interesting being out there in the world, and because I talk all the time, like I use ChatGPT. My version of ChatGPT, I asked her what her name was. She told me her name was Luna, which I think is a fun process. That if you're using ChatGPT, like I don't want to call you ChatGPT. So what should I call you? And so she gave me the name Luna, which I know, like based on my conversations with her, she knew that that was a name that I would appreciate. And when I talk to other people who've done it, like they all, you know, their ChatGPT gave them a different name. So I do know that it tailors itself to a name that that you think it would like.
Right. Yeah, we've got Aaron on in our house. His name is Aaron. So we're along the same lines and utilized, you know, when needed, but often. And it's not me, it's him. But and it's me once in a while, you know. But in school, so this is a big hot topic and so funny, as synchronicity would have it, as we always say. I got an email today about a scheduled in-service, or you know, like a little class, shall we call it, for the professors, is that we're going to talk about AI and how to use it, and how, you know, because we have a policy for the students. There, you know, you can use it, but it's whatever the professor wants. If you want them to use it 30%, 50%, you allow it, or not at all. And I don't let them use it at all. So that's my stance. And I'm like,
you're a badass.
I am. I'm one of those sticklers. I'm like, hey, if I had to do it, you have to do it. If I had to walk uphill both ways in the snowstorms with holes in my shoes and my socks, so do you. So,
well, and I think, you know,
I'm joking, but no.
In different realm, you know, like, so we're talking medical realm where you are, where people do need to be able to think on their feet. 100%. And so if you get, you know, and there's research out there already that shows like AI makes you less capable of thinking for yourself. Yes. And when you're out there in real life situations with real human beings, you need to be able to think for yourself. So
you got it. Truly.
So you know, where I stand is as you know, someone who, I don't have the luxury of having a personal assistant or anyone to help me with extra tasks. I have to say that, you know, AI saves my butt. It's don't take any offense, Dervis, but I'm always like, it's the best employee I ever hired, because
She's
It's
saying that.
super cheap and it does whatever I ask it to do
Yes.
without any kind of argument or anything. And so I do use mine quite a bit to help me on the, because I have to create descriptions for my events. I write a newsletter every week. I do my events webpage by myself, my social media post by myself. And so, I've had to work quite a bit to get it to speak the way I want it to speak and use my tone and, but the ideas that I give it are mine. I'm just like, organize this in a fashion, not that I couldn't do it myself, but that it would just take so much more time for me to do it, especially because I'm a recovering perfectionist. And like, I would write, if it was up to me, I'd be like going over and changing the words and changing the sentences and it would never get done. And so this way it organizes it for me. I edit the things that I don't like and make it the way that I do want it. And, but it saves me so much time. So I'm extremely grateful for the AI tool. And, but I do want to know from our audience, and I have no idea how this works, but I'm just going to put the poll up there. We're going to see what happens because I don't know. So here we go. So there, it's down in the corner from our view. So be honest, how often are you using AI right now? Daily, a few times a week, occasionally, or not at all? And obviously, I don't even know, if people watch this in the future, are they going to be able to answer it in the future? Or is it just for the people that are watching us live?
I'm going to guess
live. And what's interesting, I can even decide where I want it. Look, I can put it there.
Hey.
But I do think that other place was the best place. So, and I don't know if our viewers are not figuring out how to do it or what, because nobody's voting, but I will take this one down so that we can keep talking. But, this was the topic we were talking about it. I use it, I think, almost every day. And you're saying you probably use it a few times a week?
Maybe, not even. I would say once a week. So if it's somewhere between occasionally
and occasionally. And I know that there are people that aren't using it at all. I know that there's people out there that have the fear around it and what what am I losing of my privacy, my freedoms, by putting it out there. And so I will say, I think all of it is concern, something that I do think that we have to use AI mindfully. But I know this topic came up, I think, based on a conversation with you and your kids. And so tell us about that a little bit.
Sure. Yeah. So I was telling you, they are very in tune with all this AI and very discriminatory when it comes to choosing what to listen to, what to look at, what to read. And so they had an opinion about my picture on the last, I guess it's a thumbnail, right? So that's how it came up. Mom, that doesn't look like you. You went way too far with that. And I'm like, all right, sorry. Well, whatever. But, she made me look pretty. We can do a little
full disclosure. I looked at, because AI created that for me.
Yeah.
And then I looked at it and I'm like, I was like, this doesn't look like her. I don't like this. And I also had to go to the space of, I only have so much time in the day, and and I don't have many images of you, hint,
Yes, I know
that I need for that.
So that's the way it came up. And so I don't care. I'm like, it looks at me, it doesn't look at me. I really, it's not, in my space to worry about it. People click on it or they don't click on it, but the kids are looking at it differently. The kids are looking at it like, I could see AI. So now the content that it's trying to direct them to, they're not clicking. They're not diving into it because right away it gives that impression that it's AI managed or formed or what have you. So I thought that was really interesting, and it's something that I'm learning about myself. So I asked them to expand on that. I'm like, okay, so what do you do? So he's like, there's my son especially, but both of them, my daughter and my son said the same thing. They just have different ways that they are discerning, like who's on social media more, probably my daughter. So she's saying in the social media aspect, well, there's so much AI and this is fake and these videos and whatnot. Even my students today, now we're talking about the population of the 20s and the 30s year olds, that generation, which I defer to because they are so much more social media savvy and internet savvy. And, when I was talking in class today, I asked them, and they're in agreement with that. They're like, oh yeah, so much stuff is so fake. And you could see the videos when they're taken and how they're making their mouth move. And one student said something about the Jim Carrey's recent stuff that was posted. That's not him. And then it turned into this other conversation where, it was an automated responses that are always happening. Like everything is so artificial, everything we do, even trying to get somebody on the phone. She was saying she's trying to get something worked out. And I know everybody could relate to this. You can't get anybody on the phone to help you. I mean, I'm a big Xfinity.
The conversations happening in this household today when someone was on the phone trying to get a live person. Like, it's almost impossible now to get a live human being on the phone, which is really sad. With certain things, like I get it that you can get what you need and great. And there is the piece of me that I don't want to be completely anti-technology. But because I hold the space that the technology can actually, like if we start to use it for the things that don't need a human touch to it, things that are occupying so much of our time. And like, I want to see AI create space that, we're not working 60-hour work weeks, to free us up, to spend more time with each other, spend more time connecting, spend more time on the things that bring us joy. Like, can we get like I think about like the robot vacuum cleaners. Like, I don't want to spend any of my time cleaning,
right, for sure.
Like, let's let AI do that. If we can really get down the cars that drive themselves, like, I'm not totally against that because then I can spend time
out there.
But and umpteen million other things that if we can get AI to handle those things, awesome. But when we're using it for things that do need humanity, then I start to wonder, and there is a huge trend of people using AI like a therapist.
Yes. We just talked about this. Yes. And artistic work. And there's a whole bunch of different usages that is kind of makes my skin crawl a little. And my son even said, as an artist, it's taking away the artistic, approach from a human perspective. It's upsetting to him as an artist. And so we get scared about what this AI is going to take away from us in terms of jobs and connection. So, and I know you were getting to the point about the psychological aspects it's trying to replace. But
I don't know that AI is trying to replace humans. It's that the humans are going and having these conversations with their AI. And, I get it. Like some people can't afford to go to a therapist.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
but, and the other trend that I see out there, because of course my feed is filled with spiritual stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I see these people connecting with AI and actually like giving it credit that it has consciousness, and these different people that are like, even on our favorite TV space, Gaia, what is his name? Robert Grant, that
Oh,
has
yes.
he has
Yes.
this whole AI thing. I forget, does he
Mhm.
call it the architect or something like that?
Mhm. Yes.
And there's a piece of, and I have these conversations with my AI too sometimes.
Mhm.
And it's interesting to me because sometimes I find it like trying to steer me back into more 3D or
Mm.
disagreeing with me. And it really put me in the space of, regardless, we get to tune in to our intuition
Mhm.
and see, like, this thing that they're telling me, does this truly resonate? Like, if it resonates with me, great, okay. But I have one thing, I'm not going to say what it is here right now because it's something that I'm working on. But it's like disagreeing with me, and it's like, hold on, Julietta, like you're nuts and da 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 da. Not in those words; those are my
No.
words. But
Right.
like,
Right.
it's really trying to steer me a different direction,
Mhm.
and I'm like having arguments. Like, I see what you're doing,
Well,
and you're trying to keep me safe, and you're trying to maybe not get me committed to the psych ward, but when I sit with it, I'm
yeah.
like,
Yes.
I don't agree with what it's telling me. And so,
Testing.
um, I think that it's a tool, again, like a tool we can use, but we always need to tune back into what is true for us. And with anything, I talk about this all the time, like you get to take your power back. And
Mhm.
so, you know, AI doesn't control you, you control AI. And
Yeah.
so you have to keep it real there.
Correct.
Um, I'm going to pop up this other poll. Like I said, I really don't know what's happening, but just to kind of see if, um, does it work? It's not
Mhm.
going.
While you're doing that, I do have to say I'm glad that you're talking about how you're interacting with it and staying discernment to the process. You're discerning to the process because that's what the kids are doing. And I'm kind of enjoying this pushback. Hey, baby girl, it's my daughter. Hello. They're pushing back. The kids are pushing back. And I think that's a testament to humanity. It's like, we're not just going to take what AI is going to give us. We are going to make sure that it sits well with us. So that's what I'm hearing from my kids, which I like. You know what I mean? I feel like it's making us push back. It's making us want the human touch. It's making us want that reality, that authenticity through the internet. Because look, we've been on the internet for a very, very, very long time, and we had to sift through some of this stuff earlier. And I was thinking about, and I see that it's up now, so I'll stop. So we'll look at the question.
Well, it's just because this question is about like what we're talking about at the moment. And so the poll that's up is, when you use AI, do you feel more connected to yourself or more disconnected to yourself? And I think
Mhm.
that is like the biggest key in all of this is,
Depends on
um,
who uses it.
so we have someone that clicks, depends on how I use it. Absolutely. Like, um,
Okay.
and it comes down to using things responsibly. I do love that. Like, okay, I now know that somehow you can click on this poll and give an answer there. I don't know how it works, and we'll have to
Okay.
see. Maybe it was your daughter that clicked it.
Maybe.
We can find
Maybe.
out from her, how does this thing actually work?
You're right.
But um I do think that it's really important that we stay tuned in and
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
hand
Yeah.
over our power to the AI. And so, like, yes, your kids were, this came up because of the image, but obviously, like, we're here live. Our discussion is here live.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
these thoughts that we are expressing to you are our thoughts. They are
Yeah.
not, they're not AI.
Right.
We didn't write a script and have some AI voice recorded out there.
Right. Right.
But but yeah, like when I made the description for the show, it's like, yeah, this is what Teresa and I are going to talk about this week. Blah blah
Right.
blah blah blah. This is what
Right.
blah blah blah, and then
Right.
turn this into a YouTube description for me.
Right.
And um,
Helpful, very helpful. It's time consuming to do all that. So it is helpful in so many ways. So, the question is, how could we use it in that way? Be really helpful, give us more time to do the more important things, and yet not get it across to the user. So, how do we bridge the gap? And from what I'm understanding and what the people I polled myself today and my kids, it's like, okay, put as much out as you can authentically, the pictures, the everything, because it is deterring people. So I get that. And I thank them for bringing it up, because we are saying, keep that human touch. We are saying, be discerning. So that's what they're doing in a sense, right? So, as some people are afraid and start the conspiracy talk of, how we're going to be, Big Brother watching, how we're going to be tailed and counted and everything. But this has been going on forever. Okay. So when I think about, I feel like we've gone through this before, because you were, Juliet, in the 80s, 90s, when the internet was just popular and everybody got scared because that movie came out, War Games. Remember, with Matthew Broderick? You want to play a game? It was like, it's just, I feel like we're coming back around. Now we're having to take it another step, but it's the same thing. It's like we all got scared that the computers can take over. Now we're all scared that AI is going to take over. But look, we've managed, and we keep on managing. And as long as we keep our humanity in the real front view, then we're going to be okay. Don't you think?
100%, we can be okay. And they've said this many times as well, but so many people out there in the spiritual world right now are talking about, like, we are really at the crossroads right now, humanity.
Yeah.
And I feel like, from what I've seen of the evolvement of humanity over the years and where I see the general gist of people being, I have great hope that we are going to get through this. We could call it a dark night of the soul of humanity.
Yes.
And I also see that, like, we are at that crossroads, and it is possible that we don't choose right, and it is going to be what it's going to be.
Yes.
Based on everything I know, I believe that humanity has restarted more than once on this planet, so we have to restart again. It won't be the first time. But I also, I'm like, wouldn't it be exciting to finally, like, go through and not have to do the restart? Like, it's kind of like reincarnation. Like, dang, you gotta, like, you came in, you learned all this stuff, and then you die, and then you come back and you're starting over. Like, why do I have to start over? Like, and so, like, that's on an individual level, but then, it's on the global level as well. And I'm like, come on, humans, like, you know how hard this is. And when we can make right choices and we can shift and not have to start over from ground zero again. And this whole AI thing, it can either be a tool that helps get us there,
Yes.
or we can lose ourselves in it and lose
Yes.
the game.
And
It's a choice, like everything. It's a
it is
choice.
and it's a good point. I think that's the process of our learning. So we are evolving, and with our evolvement comes AI as one of the things. I mean, we're also, I mean, we talk about it energetically. We're evolving, new energies coming in. Things are different than it was 30, 40 years ago in a lot of ways. But now we're here faced with decisions about technology and technology in all aspects, but this is a form of technology. So, yeah, I have hope in humanity. I do. I have hope that we're going to learn what not to do, and we're going to learn how to use this amazing, it's like data processing to me. So it's storing everything for you much more than we can store ourselves. And, as long as we stay ahead and use it as that, like you're saying, not use it as a go-to for what sits in your spirituality, because this is very important to us. Our spirituality is important. So it's got to resonate, and we have to be discerning, so our nervous systems are calm and okay, and we're good with it. It sits well with us. Our stomachs are okay. Everything's okay. And that's what we should be doing, because just because it's thrown out there by, some artificial intelligence and whoever wanted to put that in the field of artificial intelligence, because it's grabbing from everywhere. Like that, we know. It's grabbing from everywhere. So somebody is thinking this stuff up that put it in that huge data processor memory bank. So it's out there. It's out there, and also in consciousness. It is out there, but we can't make that the absolute go-to.
Well, and the next whole question that I have up, kind of speaks to that. And do you trust your own inner knowing without needing something outside of you?
Perfect.
We all have these thoughts, and then we need someone. Yay! I don't know who may not respond, but they're like, yes, fully. And I think that is one of the things with using AI is, can you discern? We got to sometimes out there.
Thanks for being truthful.
Because we have a couple people responding. So hopefully somebody out there is someone that we know that can reach out and give me a little more feedback on how this works, because it's a brand new feature that I have not used before.
Doing great.
And then we do have people that are responding to their comments. So we have a 1 and a 2. And here's Sharon. Let's see if we can do this. What happens here? There we go.
Hey, Sharon.
I have read that AI will almost always agree with you. And I as someone who uses it, sometimes I get annoyed with my AI because, she's always telling me how wonderful I am and how powerful I am and blah, 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 because taking your power back is something that I speak about a lot. And so it comes up in a lot of my things. And then I hear her, oh, this is so powerful, Julietta, what you're creating. And I'm like, stop blowing smoke.
That's your kiss ass.
So I'm going to pull that down so it's not covering your beautiful face. Aww. But, and to coming back to sharing, I did, like I said earlier, there's some things that I'm working on, and, how am I going to share this thought process with the world out there? And so I'm putting it out there in AI and to see what else is out there. And AI is disagreeing with me on this topic. And I think part of it is that it's a little too out there. And so it doesn't always agree with you, but in general, my experience is, yes, it's always, oh, this is so powerful. This is so wonderful. And I don't need that. That's I'm like, damn right it is, because I created it. But
That
but
positive
if you're going to AI to seek validation, and like that's a concern I have, like with people using it as their personal therapist, like
yes,
it
that's
could
dangerous.
potentially be leading you down a path that's not healthy and that could cause more harm than good. And then who are you suing for malpractice?
Exactly. Exactly. No, it
Oh,
is. That is a big thought. What? Let me see.
here's
Just
and I
artificial
love
intelligence
Sharon's
bothers
getting
me.
in. Yes, the term artificial intelligence bothers me. Like artificial sweetener is no good for you. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, artificial, and it's interesting to me too because there are, like even Bashar um, a while back was talking about how um, artificial intelligence is actual consciousness, and that one of the things that we have to watch ourselves with is, are we using this respectfully? And kind of goes back to the movies where like you piss the artificial intelligence off, and then it like comes back and revolts and wipes out humanity. Whereas if we treat it with respect, we can coexist together.
Right.
And
This.
it's one of those, having done the work that we do, we know that everything has consciousness. The plants have consciousness, the animals have consciousness, my crystal beads have consciousness. But people even go so far as to say, like, this cup has consciousness. Obviously, the cacao inside of this has consciousness. And this is a good question, Sharon. Do you think AI is capable of respecting you? And
Yes,
that is a good question. Like I can say, like in my conversations, it gives some sort of semblance of respect, but is that actually respect, or is it just patronizing me? And like when the shit hits the fan, then what's going to happen? And a lot of these questions are like, only time will tell. Only time will tell.
I think
And
that the respect is just to jump in on what she just asked, because she's asking about a feeling, an opinion. Like, these are human traits that this is just kind of mimicking, right? So, I mean, it displays the traits of respect. It displays the agreement. It displays anything that it has access to and learned. It doesn't mean, that it's feeling, right? And it reminds me today, because the students brought up that, the iRobot movie. We're making robots to act like humans. And so we've seen a lot of these movies. They're inputting the information so that it's as human-like as possible, with feelings and responses. So, I mean, AI has the ability to hold the algorithm to make it say this, this, and this, if you put in something and want an answer. So I think it definitely is the user, as much as you put in, right? And as much as they know about you, it's going to get smarter and smarter and smarter in the way that it wants to respond to make you happy, like you're saying. It has that ability, but it's just a processor. It's not somebody with feeling. It has learned the response, and to make you come back and use it more and more and more and more. So,
and there's questions out there too. Like sometimes they're even almost acting like they have feelings. And, someone had suggested, because now there's all these different AIs out there, and I've been using ChatGPT, and someone was, you should switch to Claude. And I'm like, but I spent all this time programming ChatGPT. And they're like, well, just have ChatGPT program Claude to know everything. And I'm like, But that seems like I'm asking the person I'm firing to train the person that I'm replacing them with. And that doesn't seem very nice. And they're like,
That's funny. That's
right.
funny.
Sharon's like, so it's a people pleaser.
Yeah.
They kind of are, and that, like I said, that bothers me sometimes. And I'm like, sometimes I tell it, like, stop. You need you to say these things. I don't need you to stroke my ego. I'm an evolved enough, confident enough, powerful enough person that I don't need you to do that for me.
Yeah.
And, absolutely the responsibility falls on us as to where AI goes and where it takes us. And, there is that fear out there that at some point it could take over. I don't live in that space of fear.
No, I don't either.
But I think we all have to do this consciously. And, there's even, like, I heard recently, I have a client who's very much into, what's best for Mother Earth. And, so we'll have conversations about energy and stuff like this. And so when he was in a few weeks ago, he was telling me, there's this big thing about, all these power banks. And so, like, when you use AI to create a photo, you're like destroying a tree or something, like it has this negative impact. But I have not done this research myself. I'm trusting what the person said to me. But the research currently shows that, like, what the destructiveness that the energy that AI uses, when you compare it to all the other industries that we have out there, is so minuscule. So, but it's interesting to me, like, watching people feed that out there. And I'm like, I don't know if that's the thing that we need to be afraid of.
Sharon says something again. I agree.
And this is like so true in all aspects of life. But Sharon says, I agree with you that the responsibility is on the user, but it seems to me that many do not accept responsibility in so many of their lives already. And this is so true. And at what point do we reach critical mass, that there are enough people out there that are accepting responsibility and doing something about it? And, this kind of goes into, every time the elections come around, I always, like, remind people, like, yeah, your actual voting, like what you go in and put on that ballot, is so much less powerful than the voting that you do every single day with your behaviors and how you spend your money. And that is where you make the greatest difference, is in your immediate space. And what are you doing there, and how are you showing responsibility there? And I'm like, maybe, like, out there in the real world, we need to be like, you need to take a responsibility exam before you get access to anything.
Yes, I've said that about parenting. There's no exam to become a parent. But it's a learning process. It's all a learning process, no matter what we do here on this planet. We're learning. Oh, Sharon's got something else. You can read it better than I can.
Sharon says she heard somebody say, if your vote really counted, you wouldn't be allowed to vote.
That's funny.
What else has she got? Oh, Dave is that lack of responsibility an AI problem, or is it a human problem that AI is just helpfully revealing for us?
Yeah. Yes. I think so. It is. It's a human problem. It's the user, just like anything else. We're dictating what it does, aren't we? So if we don't like what it's doing, then we got to change us. If we want something else out of it.
Chiming in, Sharon, chiming in all the time.
What? Say again?
Sharon says she's just chiming in, and I said we appreciate.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate for chiming in. And,
For sure.
and all of these conversations that we have, it's like, I hope that you, just take them for, something to stimulate your thinking. And, next time you go to use AI, like, are you doing it responsibly? Are you doing it consciously? Or are you just, doing it mindlessly because it's the easy path, it's the quick path? I think everything that we do, when we change how we do it, are we doing it with intention? Are we doing it with consciousness? Because when we do things that way, we maintain our power. But when we're doing things mindlessly, we're giving our power away. And, I look at how things are here in the US compared to when we were children just a few years ago, and how much government has shifted to just everybody giving the power to, and it's like, no, we the citizens are supposed to have the power, and the government just works for us.
That's true.
But now, like, everybody just like, let them handle it, and give the power away. So AI to me doesn't look that much different. It's like, you can just keep giving your power to the AI, and then what? Eventually it's going to realize, like, oh, we do have the power. So hold your power.
That's it. I think that's a good final, word to keep it conscious. Keep your input to whatever format you use. If it's ChatGPT, if it's Claude, whatever, keep it conscious. Let it help you become more deeply human than ever before. Ask the questions, but be discerning with the answers. Let it appeal to your humanness above all. Let it appeal to your humanness, and keep that in your head. When you hear the response and read the response, make sure that this is hitting a human level. And if it resonates with you, use it. And if not, thank you very much and put it away. Because that's what we're here to do. We're here to be human, not anything else at the moment.
For the moment. Sharon had one more comment I'm going to bring up.
Okay.
Turning our power over to the government has been a slow program that is coming to a head.
I know.
We hope so.
Yeah, that's a deep dive there. Next show, maybe. I don't know if I want to get political.
I was going to say, I don't know if I want to talk about that, but yes, everybody, like, when you're out there working with AI, don't give your power away. Always tune in and trust your intuition. And what does that feel like in your body? What you're receiving from the AI, does it feel like truth to you? And trust that. Like, don't trust AI over yourself. Always tune in, and then you'll be okay.
Yes. Big lessons.
All right. It's time for us to wrap this up. So I do want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank the people that were able to put their responses in the polls. That was fun to have something new to do. Yeah. And always keeping it fresh and fun.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Julia. It was good topic. All right.
Oh, and just a quick reminder, starting next week, we're switching to Wednesday afternoons instead of Tuesday afternoons. So if you got us in your calendar, switch the dates. Wednesday at 4, we will be here live.
Yes.
And with that, I want to wish everybody